For a brief, breath-stealing moment, imagine a glittering city ringed by alabaster seawalls so high they cast morning shadows half a league inland. Then hear the thunder as those walls shatter. That vision is Wise, Brittany's shimmering Atlantis, a place said to vanish in a single night of betrayal and roaring surf. Keep that roar in your ears, because its echoes still rattle modern sonar screens. Most stories surface like driftwood after a storm, and Wise erupts earliest in 9th century Breton ballads. Monks of St. Winwallow Abbey wrote of Princess Dahut, whose midnight revels drew the devil to her gates, and of King Gradlin, the salt-stiff ruler doomed to flee his own jewel of a capital. Their parchment notes read like eyewitness dispatches, raging tides battering rose-quartz turrets, church bells chiming underwater. Yet hidden between the lines is a plea. Find the truth before the waves erase the last footprint. Etymology can feel like archaeology with syllables. Medieval chronicler Albert Legrand linked Iwai to the Breton word for low, a clue scholars like Camille Lemercier d'Armes seized when mapping peat-choked valleys off Finisterre's coast. Modern linguist Dr. Gwenaël Curleo explains how place names whisper of drowned harbors. By triangulating monastic Latin with oral Breton, he nudges our map westward into the Bay of Douarnenez, where fishing sonars still stumble over symmetrical stone ridges. Picture sunrise glinting off copper roofs, merchants haggling over Iberian silk, and tidal sluice gates clicking like clockwork. Wise was engineered brilliance. Archaeohydrologist Professor Isabelle Kermoual rebuilt its tidal-powered canals in simulation. Her data shows seawalls 50 meters tall and floodgates timed to the moon. The city's freedom from taxes lured craftsmen from Nantes and Galway. Chronicles boast stalls overflowing with amber, yet the same texts warn of priests wrestling temptation as nightly masquerades lit every street with whale oil lanterns. Even paradise pivots on a single hinge pin. One storm-black dawn, accounts claim Dahut stole the bronze gate key from her sleeping father to admit a masked lover. The lover, a stranger with eyes as red as rust, cast the key into a vortex. Hydraulic pressures Professor Kermoual modeled show that if the gates jammed at high tide, water would crest the walls in less than 30 minutes. Survivors tell us King Gradlon fled on his stallion Morvark, spurred on by Saint Gwenole crying that only innocence would outrun the sea. Cartographers like Abraham Ortelius sketched phantom isles with notes Civitas is olim sita hic, hinting that sailors still glimpsed spires at low tide. The 1588 maritime chart in Paris's Bibliothèque Mazarine marks crosshatched shoals called Les Chaussées de Seine, exactly where Dahut's palace should lie. Yet by the Enlightenment, rationalists filed Wise next to dragons. French hydrographer Charles-François Beautemps-Beaupré dismissed the legend, only to record abnormally regular masonry blocks snagging his sounding lines in 1829. Fast forward to 2024. Marine archaeologist Dr. Léa Rivoalin's AUV Mélusine combed the shelf beyond Ile de Seine, pulsing multi-beam sonar through silt. Her return map renders a rectangle 1.4 kilometers wide, flanked by 7 equidistant humps, each the height of a 4-story house, eerily matching medieval wall counts. Sidescan reveals carved granite traceries, unlike any natural outcrop. Though skeptics argue for collapsed paleo dunes, Rivoalin retrieved bronze hinge plates whose metallurgy dates to 5th century Armorica, yet shows Moorish tin ratios. Whether Dahut danced or sonar glitches tease us, Wise endures because it warns every coastal city flirting with sea level rise. Oceanographer Dr. Marcus Hall draws parallels with Jakarta's subsidence graphs. Urbanist Maya Singh cites WIS when pitching movable floodgates for Miami. And in Douarnenez, locals still pause at dusk, because on spring tides the wind shifts, and fishermen swear they hear cathedral bells chiming beneath the waves, counting down for whoever ignores their own rising tide. The lost city of Yis lies somewhere between sonar pings and heartbeat-loud legends, but its message is crystal. Walls, physical or hubristic, eventually crack. And when they do, only foresight can keep our own streets from joining Dahut's ballroom beneath the surf. If you felt the tide pull at your imagination tonight, drop a like so more adventurers can join us, smash subscribe to ride the next wave, and ring that bell before it rings back from the deep.